Merry Christmas, Happy New Year and all that stuff. It's me, Courtney, doing my MMA predictions. This time it's for UFC 141, the last UFC of the year. This is my last video of the year. The UFC will take place tomorrow, 30th of December, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada. Yeah, the video's late again. Sorry, apologies, but Christmas got the better of me. I've been eating, as you can see the hat. But yeah, this card is it's a good card. But I now look at the card, it's looking quite good. Some good fights on there. Been looking forward to seeing Overeem in the UFC for a while. He's had a temporary license granted by the Nevada Athletic Commission, so he's got all these restrictions in place. It's just strange, but yeah, it's just weird how he's got so much stuff going on. But anyway, the Reem is in the UFC finally. But anyway, I'll start from the bottom of the main pay-per-view card. The first fight on the main card is Namfan versus Jimmy Hetz. Jimmy Hetz, 5'9", he's got a 9-0 record, undefeated. All his wins have come via submission. His last fight was against Alex Correces. I can't pronounce his name. Should be easy for me to pronounce. And he beat him. It's Bruce Lee, he beat via rear naked choke, I think it was. Obviously, his last 5 fights, he's had 5 wins. Namfan, 17-9 record, 5'6". He's an Ultimate Fighter veteran. Strikeforce, Dream, Sengoku, not Dream, K1 Heroes, Sengoku, King of the Cage. He's got a lot of experience, decent striking, decent submissions, will stand and bang, as he did against Leonard Garcia, both times. In his last 5 fights, he had 2 wins and 3 losses. Yeah, he's got a lot of experience, yeah. According to John Petit from MMA Recap, odds for this fight, Namfan is the favourite, minus 220. Jimmy Hetz is plus 180. For this fight, I'm going to actually go with Jimmy Hetz, the underdog, according to the odds. I'm going to go with him to win via submission. Keep up his submission streak, but I think he's going to do it. But yeah, I'm going against the grain there. But yeah, so that's that fight. Next fight on the main card is Vladimir Matyushenko versus Alexander Gustafsson. Vlad, the janitor, Matyushenko, been around for ages. Got a decent ground and pound. Good fighter. Was at heavyweight, now at light heavyweight, but I think that was a few years back. 6'1". He's got 26-5 record, which is a decent record. Everyone thinks he's a veteran. He's done a lot. He's quite good. His record speaks. He's lost to like Tito Ortiz when Ortiz was rolling through people in 2001. No bad thing, but he's a decent fighter. Obviously, he's a finisher. He likes to ground and pound his way to finishes. He knows the game well. He's been in MMA for a while, 13, 14 years, probably topping that. He's got decent wrestling. His last fight was a win against Jason Brills via KO. His last 5 fights, he's had 4 wins and 1 loss. But he's fighting Alexander Gustafsson. This guy's a young guy. I think he's like 24, something like that. Very young guy. Swedish guy. He's got a 12-1 record. He's 6'4". Obviously, he's a young gun. He likes to finish a lot. His record looks like he's finished a lot of his fights. He's rising up through the light heavyweight ranks in the UFC. His last fight was a TKO win against Matt Hamill. And his last 5 fights are 4 wins and 1 loss. For this fight, though, I'm going to pick. I'm going with old school. I'm going with Vladimir Matyushenko. I think Matyushenko can do it. I've only seen Gustav fight. Let me just check something. I know he fought Phil Davis and he lost. That was his first loss. Yeah, I think, and he beat Cyril Diabate as well by choke. But I'm going with Vladimir Matyushenko. I think Matyushenko can do this. I think he'll get back on the winning ways. So I'm picking Matyushenko to win. Going old school. Next fight on the card is John Fitch versus Johnny Hendricks. John Fitch, I like this fighter, I like this guy, I think he's a good fighter. A lot of people did say, oh yeah, he just gets decisions, this is a boring fighter. But if you look at his technique and what he does, his wrestling and how he, his submission defense, he's a really good fighter. He's got a 23-3-1 record, he's 6 foot, he's got a wicked chin. If you've seen the fight against GSP, he took everything that GSP had. Got knocked down a few times, but still got back up again. Wicked wrestling, good cardio. As I said before, he had good submission defense, and he can take people down at will, and he can sub people as well. But he's not finished anyone since about 2007. He's had a long layoff due to injury. His last fight was against BJ Penn. That was in Australia. That was in February, end of February. So it's a long layoff he's had. That was a draw. His last 5 fights, he had 4 wins and 1 draw. But he's fighting Johnny Hendricks, who's got an 11-1 record. He's 5'9". Johnny Hendricks got very heavy hands, very quick. And he's got decent wrestling as well. His last fight was a win against Mike Pearce, a decision win. His last 5 fights, he had 4 wins and 1 loss. I seen somewhere that I think I can't remember which website it was that Hendricks plans to nullify John Fitch. John Fitch is the nullifier. You cannot nullify the nullifier. I'm going to pick John Fitch to win this. Typical John Fitch fashion, take him down, beat him up. You never know, may submit him. Don't know about knocking him out, but he may submit him, But that's John Fitch. But I do like John Fitch. I'll pick John Fitch to win that fight. And next on the card, I'm pretty excited about this fight as well. Oh, you know what? Let me just go back. The odds for Vladimir Matyushenko versus Alexander Gustafsson is Matyushenko is at plus 280. Gustafsson is at minus 340. So he's like I think that's a heavy thing. I'm not good with these betting lines. But according to John Petit from MMA Recap, Gustafsson is the favourite. I don't know about that. The John Fitch one, John Fitch is minus 225. Johnny Hendricks is plus 185. I would go with that. I pick John Fitch as the favourite. The next fight on the card is people talk about the main event. Nah, this is going to be fight of the night. Nate Diaz versus Donald Cerrone. Nate Diaz got a 14-7 record, 6-0. Just like he's not got a good stand-up as his brother, but his jits, he showcases his jits more. Got good boxing, decent stand-ups, slick jits, and his cardio is very good. He's very hard to finish. His last fight was a win against Takanori Gomi. I think that's like armbar. His last 5 fights have 3 wins and 2 losses, 2 decision losses. But the 2 losses were at welterweight. So there you go. But he's fighting Donald Cerrone. Donald Cerrone's a bad man. He's got a 17-3 record. He's 5'11". He's got a wicked Muay Thai, good sub game as well. He's on a roll at the minute on the UFC. He's got a decent chin. His most of his wins have come via submission, incidentally. His last win was against Dennis Siver. He battered Dennis Siver. When other people were having problems with Dennis Siver, Cerrone made it look easy. Beat him up. His last 5 fights, he's had 5 wins, 0 losses. He's on a 6-fight win streak as well. If you've seen the press conference, Nick Diaz, they got in each other's face. Nick Diaz flipped off Cerrone's hat, cowboy hat, and pushed him. So this fight is going to be wicked. It's going to be a really good fight. Do not disappoint. This is going to be fight of the night. Forget Lesnar versus Overeem. This is going to be fight of the night. According to John Petit from MMA Recap, with the odds for me, Nate Diaz is at plus 230 and Donald Cerrone is minus 270. So Donald Cerrone is the slight favourite, and I'm going to pick Donald Cerrone to win via decision. Nate Diaz is really hard to finish, really hard to finish. So is Cerrone himself. As long as he don't get embroiled in the ground game too much, then he should be okay. But there you go. So I'm picking Donald Cerrone to win via decision. Next fight is the main event. Brock Lesnar versus Alistair Overeem. Brock Lesnar, former heavyweight champion of the UFC, 6'3", 5'2" record, big, powerful, strong guy. Former WWE wrestler. Fast. For his size, he's quite fast. can take a beating as well, as witnessed against Shane Carman. He took the beating of his life. His cardio's okay, not the greatest though. His last fight was a loss to Cain Velasquez. I think that was over a year ago. So he's been off. He's had that intestine problem where they've cut a piece of his intestine out. He's been off. Looks like a different man. Looks smaller, a lot smaller than when he first entered the UFC. His last 5 fights had 4 wins and 1 loss. As I said, he's had over a year layoff. And he's coming back to fight Alistair Overeem. Alistair Overeem, if you don't know about the Reem, you need to check out his documentary. For any of his fights, I'll put the link in below, but check out his documentary, The Reem. This guy is the Dream Heavyweight Champion, the Strikeforce Heavyweight Champion, and the K1 Champion as well. I don't think that's been done before, held a MMA title and the K1 Championship. I'm not sure, but they're major titles, particularly the Strikeforce one. Dream, not so much, but definitely Strikeforce and the K1 Championship. That's pretty big. He's 6'5", he's got a 35-11-0 record. Very strong, he's got wicked stand-up, eats horses too. He's got a sick guillotine choke. Just ask Vitor Belfort about that. Twice he got Belfort. I think once or twice he got Belfort with that as well. He got Igor Vachchanchyn with that in Pride. That guillotine's sick. His cardio. Since he's been at this heavyweight, I'm not sure about his cardio because I've watched some of his K1 fights. He gets a bit tired, in the later rounds and stuff. But that's got his own pace. But saying he's got all his championships, not the K1, disregarding the K1. The K1, he's beat a lot of good people to get that. Strikeforce and Dream, he's not fought, over the last year or so, he's not fought great opponents. Todd Duffy and stuff like that. Not great opponents, so, But his last fight was a win against Fabricio Verdun. That was a pretty boring fight. Verdun wanted it on the floor. Overeem was having none of it. But as I said, it takes 2 to tango. His last 5 fights, he's had 5 wins. I don't think he's lost for... He's not lost for a while. But anyway, this fight is going to be a really good fight. But I'm picking Alistair Overeem. According to John Petit from MMA Recap, the odds are Alistair Overeem at -150 and Brock Lesnar at plus 120. Overeem was on a 7-fight win streak, so I'm picking Overeem. I'm hoping Overeem will smash Brock Lesnar into next week. But as that's what I was thinking at first. But over the last couple of weeks, I thought, I've looked at a couple of things and I'm thinking, if Brock Lesnar gets in Overeem's face, there's a chance for him to do it. If he comes out quick, gets in his face, you never know. I've seen his Alistair Overeem's K1 fight against, I think it was an Australian guy, Ben Edwards, I think it was. Edwards got in his face and got caught him with a few shots and stunned Overeem. The thing is, if you let Overeem start peppering you, if he stays on the outside and starts peppering away at Lesnar, Lesnar's going to be in trouble. So Lesnar needs to get up in his face and start, grinding him down with a clinch against the cage and start beating the hell out of him. But saying that, if Overeem turns around and puts that knee to jaw, good night. Lesnar's going out. I think Overeem will be probably the one to knock him out. Cain Velasquez didn't do it. TKO'd him. Technical knockout. Not, I'm on about cold, stiff. Overeem could knock out Lesnar. So I'm picking Overeem to win via just smashing Lesnar. But yeah. Also on the card, Ross Pearson makes his featherweight debut versus Junior Assunção. You've got Don Hun Kyung versus Sean Pearson. That should be a good fight. Manny Gamburin versus Diego Nunes. I don't know why that's not further up the card. That's going to be a good fight as well. Anthony Njokuani versus Danny Castillo. Jacob Volkman versus Efrain Escudero. That should be a good fight as well. I think that's Efrain's first fight back in the UFC. I think he'll probably win that as well. But anyway, those are my picks. Those are my predictions. Check out www.tweetmma.co.uk, mmapundit.co.uk, lapelcho.com, and check out leicestermma.co.uk. That's where I train. I haven't trained for the last few months, but I went down to the gym today, I rolled, and I was rubbish. But anyway, also I have a Facebook page now. Go to facebook.com/Courtney MMA. Go like the page. I've only got like 20 something likes. Come on, man, like the page. Help me out. But those are my picks. Those are my predictions. Happy New Year. I'll see you in the new year for the UFC 142. And probably some other events as well. I'm planning some, having some other people in the video. But yeah, peace. And I hope to be fighting in 2012 too. Peace.